Hello, guys. Welcome to another episode of the E-commerce Lab by Ecomcy, the place of everything related to Amazon FBA and e-commerce. My name is Vincenzo Toscano, founder and CEO of Ecomcy, and today we bring you a very special guest. His name is Mike Stewart, and he's a seven-figure Amazon seller. And one of the reasons why I wanted to bring you, Mike, today to the show is because I wanted to get some of the knowledge and tips from an actual Amazon seller, which is actually the people that is on the grind every single day, making surviving the Amazon in the Amazon ecosystem. So that's actually what I'm gonna discussing today. It's gonna be around tips about how to run an Amazon business, how to create a team, and basically run a successful Amazon business, right? So before we jump into that, I would like to for sure introduce you, Mike. Thank you very much for coming to the show. How you doing today, man?
No worries. Yeah, thank you for the introduction and good choice of words. Surviving the Amazon space.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's why I think it's so important to also bring Amazon sellers that basically are not service providers and they actually on a daily basis in the reality of Amazon, because I know sometimes it's not all rainbows, and it's important to basically explain to our audience what are some of the challenges you're going to encounter when running Amazon business, and what are some of the strategies that you can for sure implement to make sure you have a successful Amazon brand and business, right? But before we jump into that, I usually like to hear about the story of my guests. So because I know a lot of people like to understand where you're coming from, how you jump into Amazon, so they can sometimes even relate to you, right? So yeah, feel free to share your story, how you jump into Amazon, and we go from there. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, sure. I'll try to keep this brief, but yeah, I basically left my job at 19, so 15 years ago. I thought I want to make money online, like
Yeah, for sure.
yeah, and that was literally it. I had no plan and handed in my notice. I feel kind of bad now because they were a great company and lovely people. And they were like, "Oh, you've got to work your notice." Oh, I shouldn't say this to your guest, but I was like, "No, I'm going to go now." But I didn't mean it like badly. I was just like, "I'm going to
Yeah,
go. I'm going to go."
I can't wait. I
Thank
can't wait.
you. Yeah. I was like, "Thank you very much." Like, all good terms, but I just went and
Yeah.
then walked home, and then I was living with my parents. My mum was like, "What the hell have you done?" Da, 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 da. And to be fair, she had a point. Didn't make any money for like 6 months, a year, whatever. Bits. Just, I guess I just kind of honed my hustling skill online to a degree. Anyway, a few years rolled by, get into apps, like iPhone apps and things, scaled that up to 800 apps we created, 14.5 million downloads, had a team of 53 in India, and then exited that. And then we got into Amazon. It wasn't a huge exit like you see some of those app companies were valued at years ago. It wasn't nothing like that. It was just...
It wasn't Silicon Valley level.
just a tiny bit of...
But that's great. I mean, it's all about experience, and for sure, I bet you are using some of those skills now to run your Amazon business, which is awesome.
100%. So obviously, naturally, with a... To be fair, we didn't use much money, but with a little bit of the money, I think we started with, it was 2.6 grand, and then maybe about $5,000 to launch the first product.
Awesome. Okay.
No, this is six years ago.
Yeah, the good times. I know.
Yeah, this is the good times when you had certain reviews.
Yeah, I mean, with 5,000, with 5,000 7 years ago, you could do a very strong launch. I mean, nowadays we know that's not reality, which we...
I think from memory, we hit $20,000 revenue first month. So I was like, wow, like this thing works, So, and then obviously from then on, it's a big journey, but which we'll get into, I'm sure.
That's amazing, man. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, I actually also relate with you regarding how you jump into business. Very similar to myself. I used to be also an engineer. I started making money online, and the same. I remember when I took the decision to resign, I just didn't want to wait the weeks that you need to wait. I just wanted to jump and everything. And the same like you, usually the first months or so, you're struggling trying to understand how to run your own business, but it's all about not giving up, right? I think, and I like the fact that you explained to your audience how the first month to year usually you don't make any money, because I think there's this fallacy around Amazon that you just basically stop working, you launch a product on Amazon, and you're gonna be set for life, which is not a reality.
Well,
Yeah,
just to say, like, it seems a common theme. So I'm in a different business networking group, not to do with Amazon, but people want me to speak about Amazon. Like
Yeah.
I don't sell anything to do with Amazon, right? So I was like, yeah, okay, cool, I'll do it. And so many people who are not in the space, they keep saying, oh, start with £300 and
Oh
you
my
can make
God.
thousands in like a
No.
week, a month. And I'm like, what the? So
No.
obviously I just break that down and we'll get into it more. But for me, I don't know what you think and what other sellers think. I think you're lucky if you launch a product in 9 months. I would say that's realistic. By the time you do your product research, get all the find a supplier, get the samples in. Look, there's going to be some rubbish samples. Go back and forth. Place your order. What if you ship by boat? That's a month on its own. Plus checking time to Amazon, 1 to 2 weeks, getting it to the port. 2 months. Let's say 2 months. Just waiting for shipping. So there you go. So as you understand, and many other sellers do, but to the people who are seeing this rubbish on Instagram, unfortunately, that's what sells their courses. But I'd say 9 months is quite quick, and that's a long time.
Yeah, I mean,
out of pocket cash flow.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. Business takes time, and I totally agree. If you go to TikTok, all this platform is crowded of these videos that they say, "Oh, buy this cup in Alibaba and then sell it and make millions." And the reality, they don't explain the complexity around PPC, saturation of the market, all that things. But it is what it is, right? And I think now that you're actually touching on the length of launching a product, I actually would like to hear about your experience on launching a product, because I know it's diverse from seller to seller, but the reality is that most of the time, once you're launching the product for the first time, you encounter challenges. Most likely, you have some anecdote to share. So yeah, give us a bit of how that first launch went for you, and how was your experience with it?
So the very first launch we did 6 years ago. Wow. At risk of, look, there was services you used, wasn't it? I can't remember the name of it. It began with an S.
I mean, there were so many that basically they help you with giveaways and
it was giveaways
and
and
all that.
reviews.
Yeah,
it was so easy. You just use them, and I mean, I miss them. Don't get me wrong. I do miss them, but yeah, they were the services, and it was just done. And then you're up and running. Oh, we're making sales. Cool, wicked.
Yeah, it was awesome. I remember that one of the big ones, if I forgot, it was Viral Launch. I remember Viral Launch was one of the big ones with that. But yeah, man, I remember you just put a product, you could buy reviews, you could buy everything. What a nice time, right?
I can't remember that. Is it Snap? I can't remember what it was. But it was just before Viral Launch, I think we were using that.
Okay.
It was good.
And the reason why I ask you that is because it's completely different than nowadays. I mean, nowadays the complexity on Amazon is to another level. I like the fact that Amazon every single day is becoming more professionalized. What I mean by that is big money is coming to the market, big brands. So it's not anymore the typical business that you can do on the side. You really need to put all your effort into the business. And that's where for sure you come into play, and you've been talking with me that you have a team and everything behind. So when was that point that you realized Amazon is not anymore something I can do on my own as a side thing, which this service was so easy, but now I really need a real team behind me. It's a real business, and I need to take it to the next level. How that switch happened basically in your journey as an Amazon seller?
Yeah, that's a good question. Well, we'd used the team before in my last business, but we didn't in Amazon to start with.
Yeah.
It was early on. It was early on because there was just so many. I think after launching our first product, maybe like a year into it or a year and a half. Yeah,
that's nice. Actually, that's very good, because most of the people I talk to, there is this basically thing that happens a lot to us Amazon sellers, that we go into that trick in our mind that we think nobody can do better job than us, and we want to keep control of everything. And sometimes I meet sellers that they've been selling for 5-6 years, and they just started exploring outsourcing maybe 6 months ago, 1 year ago. I said, you've been doing all this work by yourself. And I like the fact that you said just within 1 year in the business you did that, which is, I think that's the best way to scale, because if you are always working in the business, right, and not on the business, that's where you hit the bottleneck effect, and you don't move forward, right?
Well, that's interesting, mate. So like, I don't think we did it quick enough. Like, the product research can just be outsourced to a degree, like the
Yeah.
presentation of data. But that was the most time intensive thing at the start. And I admit I did it, and my business partner as well. And looking back, that was just stupid. I don't know. I don't know. No, I don't know why we did it. I don't know. I think it was just a new thing. So we were like, oh,
Yeah.
how does this
Wanna
work?
do it? Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, you're right. You're right. I think ego as well. Like we got a big team. Well, semi decent sized team now. 27 people on the Amazon in the Amazon company, and then I've got a couple of businesses, but with like smaller teams basically. But I've gone so the other way of not doing anything myself. Like, it's embarrassing to be honest. Like, and I'm not trying to be funny. Like, just anything, I'm just like, I just give now, just give to the staff now. Like, I've gone completely other way. And you touched on it there a bit. I think for myself, looking back, maybe it was a bit of ego not doing it before, that you were the best person. And
Yeah.
I'm telling you now, I think every one of my staff and it's not hard, but it's better than me at what they do. Like, they're doing
Which
it
is
every
the
day.
proper
Like,
way. That's the best. I always say, if you're in a room and you're the smartest guy, you're doing something wrong. You shouldn't be the smartest on your team. Actually, your people should be smarter than you in what they do.
honestly, like, just people come up with like project management systems for the whole team and stuff, and like use all like the Zapier app and like just doing the automations together. There's that new website I've seen a couple of months ago, make is check it out.
Yeah.
I thought it's amazing. And one of the teams set that up, because I'm not the most technical, so like, I know it's her skill set, so I'm
I
like,
see.
yeah.
So that's great. So that means right now, your main role in the company will be more the high level strategy, like where the company is going. Would you say?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and I guess coming back to like products and launches and stuff, like, yeah, we have taken a bit of a different strategy. For us, higher ticket items and high profit, less sales, because I
Which
think
is fine.
it's just
Yeah.
kind of, but it's like bigger profit, so you're getting more cash flow back sooner, and launches are easier as well. Like,
I know, man.
to be honest with you, because of some of our like packaging and stuff we've got, like, I'm not sure if this is still okay to do on Amazon, but some of the inserts we got really creative with things. Like, we got like little, I'm just gonna say it. We got like little light boxes. Do you know the light boxes?
Yeah,
so
like a check. Yeah.
and then talks and things like that, little video inserts, etc. They just help get reviews and things. I can't believe how good they were, to be honest with you. I thought
That's awesome.
I thought it was going to annoy customers, but people love it. So that sometimes we don't even do like a review campaign, like,
Yeah. It just by yeah, and I think for sure, I mean, those strategies are good, I think, but the reality is that you also need to have a good product, because you may have the best strategies in the world for reviews, but your product sucks. I mean, there's nothing you can do.
Yeah,
And yeah, and I love the fact that you're touching on high ticket products in terms of pricing and everything, because there's also so much content out there that they always say the same thing. Or the product needs to be a shoe size box product. It needs to be less than 2 kilos. It needs to be small, whatever. And then at the end of the day, everybody launched the same thing, and they always use the same filters on tools such as Helium 10. They need to sell 300 units per month, whatever. But the reality is that with products that are expensive, you can make the same money than selling 300 units, but you just need to sell 50 units per month.
yeah.
So you have less overhead, your logistics are easier. As you say, it's easier to run because the search volume and sometimes the competition around these niches is less, because less people is gonna launch these products because they're expensive. And you have the margins, which is basically why you need to run a successful PPC campaign, right?
Of course, yeah. I mean, to be fair, Danny does our PPC, Data Brew and stuff, and
Okay.
plug to him. It's class, to be fair, but yeah. So I don't get involved in that. Again, outsourcing. I don't touch it.
I
I don't do
mean,
anything.
I love it, man, and I think that's great, because I bet that help you so much when it comes to understanding how to keep expanding your business. Because I feel that if you are the person doing everything, you get caught on doing all the single admin stuff, reporting, numeric stuff I mean, it's important for sure, but it's not going to move the needle in the long term to scale your business. But because you now have the time to think, see the process at another level, you can understand basically how to put the right strategy to move the business right and keep running circles in the same spot and not move forward, right?
Yeah, 100%, mate. Yeah.
So
Well,
I wanted to ask,
there's a lot to learn, like as well. Like, as you know, there's so many different skills needed in an Amazon business. That's the problem as well. So you've got to be a marketer, an accountant, manage your stock, which is an art in itself, right? You know, PPC, like you said. Then you've got to be the product also. Like, there's a lot of things for you to be.
Compliance, all that. I mean, yeah.
Legal, like, yeah, etc. Like everything, right? Like everything. So
yeah,
it's a headache.
yeah,
Customer service.
yeah. So actually, now that you mentioned that, what is your take when it comes to outsourcing? Would you say, I know this depends from person to person, but would you prefer first have an understanding of that specific section of your business, like learn the basics and everything, and then outsource it? Or sometimes you just outsource it regardless of not understanding it?
It's a good question.
And the reason why I ask you this is because what may happen if you outsource without understanding is how you know if they're doing what they're supposed to do. You see what I mean?
100%. It's a good question.
Yeah,
it's a very good question. I think you've either got to be really good at hiring which is a skill set in itself, to not learn it yourself and just know that they know what they're talking about. I don't know, man.
I know. Whenever I get that question, it's tricky, man. It's tricky because it's like you're chasing the chicken and the chicken chasing the egg. It's like running and you don't know what is the right answer. But yeah,
question, I'll be honest with you. And we've done tons and tons of hires. Like, yeah,
that's great. When it comes to hiring, how you find your people? So in case some Amazon sellers are listening to you and they say, okay, I want to make a team, I'm gonna grow. What is usually your advice in where they can start looking and finding people?
So yeah, I do have an outsourcing agency as well. Little plug there, leverage me IO. So yeah, obviously I've been hiring for like 10 years, I think, over that. But yeah, there's a little system. I don't know if you want me to get into it.
I mean, you can give the high level. It doesn't need to be technical, just the high level.
Share it. That's all we do. Like at the end of the day, just be thorough. I think with your hires, give them little tests. For example, one of the tests we do, like even in a job advert, is like just like write this as a subject line. So I know you've read the post. I don't know if that's common knowledge to people or what. So like we might have like Amazon VA, right? After we've written the job description, be like, write Amazon VA in the subject line. So when they do that, you know they've read the job. Everyone else you just delete. Everyone else.
Yeah.
And then during that job post, we might ask them, keep it quite brief, the job post, but like might ask them like 5, 6, 7 questions, not loads, and then just certain things that we like to find out, like what's the most challenging thing you've faced, because then when they tell you and you think, oh wow, that's impressive, like they've used initiative and they're resourceful, etc. Assuming you're looking for that person. And then obviously also by doing that, anyone who hasn't answered the questions hasn't read the job post again. So you can delete them. You'll be surprised how many people it is. So that should leave you with about 30% of the applicants roughly, which is surprising.
Because I guess they just copy paste the same thing to every single application. Yeah,
exactly. That's just how we get really, really good VAs. And then just from then on, it's just like interviews. Obviously, if you want to do it over like video, it's not essential. It depends on the skill set you're hiring for. Because like a graphic designer doesn't need to be on video, and if he's a bit not confident, then yeah. But if it's customer service, maybe you want them a bit more confident, so video call should be fine.
Okay.
Just general like things relating to their CV, you're going to ask them. And then this is kind of, I think the most key tips are like the code word in the application, and then this one, do a trial day with all the VAs in one Skype group and just say like, hi guys, like this is for like 1 or 2 roles, whatever. I'm putting you all in a group. And then you give them like a Trello board of tasks to do. and it's all like random task in there, right? If it's a general VA, and whoever comes out, whoever's done the most and whoever's done it the best is the winner. Like in short,
Yeah.
yeah, you
Just to
can
see
tell
who puts the most initiative and all that. And
exactly,
stuff.
and you pay them for this trial as well. But yeah, whoever's done the most and whoever got on, whoever did the best is who you hire at the end of the day. It's quite clear after one day. It's only a 1 day trial. And as well with the Skype group, for me, I'm looking for people who like help others. That's why I do that, because I just find like it's like I don't know.
That's a good one, yeah, because you're not just looking for people that's individual, but actually can work on a team, right?
Yeah, that's important to us, like in culture in the team and stuff as well. And then after that, you want to get their ID and sign them an NDA. Again, it's just a trust thing. And then a key thing that a lot of Amazon sellers, I think, don't do is put them on like a time tracking software like Hubstaff.
Yeah.
And it basically tracks them and their activity and what they're doing and takes pictures of their screen I think it's 3 pictures every 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Because that's key. Like I know some people are doing good on Amazon, and I know their VAs are taking the you know what. And they just get sent a spreadsheet at the end of the week, and they're like, "Oh yeah, pay this," and they've done like 2 hours work a day. So like,
yeah. That I think that's actually also something I hear a lot. The thing with time tracking is that sometimes some people don't want to implement it because they feel like they're disrespecting the person. Oh, I want to see every single thing that you do, but at the end of the day, I guess it's part of the building trust process, right?
Well, yeah, I think it's essential, and I think to get around that, you just say, "Look, we've got a few members of staff. It's hard to. This is how we track everyone. Like it's just easier for us."
Yeah,
they should be fine with it. Like, yeah.
Okay, great. So now that's very good. Thank you very much for those tips. I bet a lot of people are gonna find those helpful. So I think now I would like to start jumping into a little bit about some of the main challenges overall you've been seeing lately the last couple of years. I mean that you have encountered in your business. What are some of the tips you can provide to Amazon sellers to overcome that? Because I know lately all things are getting more complex, the logistics side of things, the advertising side of things. I mean, the whole thing, right? So, what is your take on this, and what are some of your advice on what is happening right now in the Amazon world?
To be honest, we've been fairly lucky. We got a bit lucky with things. I think we ordered a load of stock in, overstocked, and the price was good. And then our profit margins are higher as well, so it has helped. But that's not very useful advice for like people who are stuck in a product.
Yeah.
At smaller margins. So I don't really know what to say on that one. If I'm completely honest with you, like I don't know.
It's tricky.
It's like if the number. Do you raise the prices? I know you can't raise the prices to.
Because then you have an issue with the buy box and all that. Yeah, and but actually, I think just to rephrase the question for you to make it easier, you guys besides anything besides PPC, which is what every person do, are you doing anything outside of Amazon to help when it comes to traffic and sales, or you're focusing 100% on Amazon? And what I mean by this, are you doing any kind of influencer marketing, email marketing, something like that, or not at the moment?
No, we're not, to be honest. We just do Amazon PPC again because Danny's so good, data is so good.
Yeah,
he should pay me a commission, but no, honestly, he just like the profit margins are the profit margins, and that's our budget for PPC. That's just how we've looked at it. Like him and Ellis are like really, really good. So we're lucky to have them, to be fair. But no, we don't do anything else outside. Again, like you got to remember, our strategy is high end items. People who have money, people have been affected, but rich people have probably been.
Yeah, they're gonna get richer because
So it's like our products are like $200 plus. So like,
I see what I mean. It's not a typical product you will put on TikTok and then people are gonna swipe and buy, because it's not an impulse buy. It's something expensive, as you said.
Like maybe they're like quite gift orientated as well, and so sorry I can't relate to people like
that's okay. Good. And when it comes to selling, are you currently selling just in the UK, or are you expanding globally with your products?
We do UK, Europe, and US.
Okay, that's interesting. And which one are you finding the best right now for your type of products?
US.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, I bet, right? I mean, is the reality the USA is huge compared to I bet the other countries in Europe and UK specifically. But actually, it would be interesting not to start concluding today's episode because Europe I know is something that a lot of UK sellers want to try. Which country in Europe have you found the best besides? I mean, you're already selling the UK and you're selling Europe, but which country have you found interesting in terms of a success for your brand as well?
yeah. So we don't actually sell much in the UK. We do sell there, but it doesn't do good numbers. So Germany's our best by far.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
the surprising one was your homeland, mate.
Italy, really?
Yeah, yeah.
Wow, I'm surprised because I know Italy is very price sensitive, and if repos are expensive, yeah, I didn't believe we were going to do that well.
And
That's
maybe
great.
like I don't know. Maybe it's like cook. Oh, so I get my industry away there, but hey ho. Maybe it's like we're at home and kitchen. Maybe it's like that kind of family
Okay,
thing. People, a lot of family
I
around.
see,
And
I see, I
I don't
see,
know.
man.
I don't know.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Good, good. Yeah, that's great to hear. Yeah, usually when it comes to our clients as well, when they want to expand to Europe, yeah, usually we advise Germany first. I mean, Germany is even bigger than UK, and
Mm.
then just give it a try to the rest. I think the other countries like Spain, France, and so on is just a trial and error. You just put in the product, giving a test, and go from there for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome. So yeah, mate. I mean, is there anything else you'd like to share with us? Any last minute tips? Feel free to anything that you wanna share before we conclude today's episode about your experience as an Amazon seller.
Yeah. I think like mindset's like really really important.
I love it. Yeah, that's
Because
so
you
important.
touched on it there, and like don't give up, and like honestly, like I'm not afraid to say it. Like I've had some meltdowns like over the last 6 years,
Hmm,
like like
I
literally,
know.
like when shit happens. Oh, I swore. Sorry. When
That's
stuff happens, I did well, man. It was 25 minutes. Without swearing, I
Don't
did
worry,
well.
don't worry. That's totally fine. That's
Um,
when the emotions come up. I know this is an emotional thing because I mean, I've been there as well, so I totally get it. Yeah.
yeah, like just don't give up. Like you said, as soon as you give up, that's when you lose. So you got to keep going. I know it feels hard, and you want to give up, and you're very close to giving
So you
up.
think the war is ending and you can do
Well,
it?
yeah, obviously with the pandemic and stuff, that was not nice for anyone, and just
Mm,
like we didn't have stock for like months at one point, and it was
mm,
like, okay, this is done now. Are we done here?
mm,
But
yeah.
luckily we got up and running again. Just like you got to keep your mindset in check, and just know it's part of the process. I think, and not be
Now that you
scared.
touch on mindset, do you do something to help you with that, like meditation, things like that, or is more something you just try to, yeah, on a daily basis, try to control that, which is difficult, I know. But is there any kind of thing you do to aid your mindset when it comes to running your business?
It's probably just it's probably a case of being in that position enough times
Yeah,
and
that
hurt.
you just, yeah, you just
Like
know how
come
to live
through
with
it.
the pain, basically. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's not to be negative. That's just reality. To be fair, something I've noticed recently, especially in the last 2 years, is reaching out to people, friends. And I know it sounds cheesy and a bit
Mm,
whatever, but reaching out to friends, talking to people, like because people have been through it too. Trust me. I reached out to Danny at one point during the pandemic. I was like having a meltdown, and he was there for me.
mm,
Um, another mentor was like, "Yeah, this happened to me. I've lost everything before." And then I was like, "Okay, I'm not that bad." Like, and then
yeah,
I don't know, talking to people, everyone's been through it, like yourself. You
yeah.
said, speak
I
up,
love it,
speak to
man.
people. Like
That's
one of my
great.
one of my friends, like he does 200 million a year, not on Amazon, and he was like, "I've been bankrupt 3 times." Like,
Wow. Yeah.
yeah, and you're like, okay, people have real stuff going on, and there's a lot worse things going on than just some numbers that you generated through Amazon as well, as we know, right? Like it's
Yeah,
like a
it's more than
billion.
that for sure. I love
Yeah,
it. I think that this is a great closing for today's episode. So yeah, thank you for sharing that.
yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, is I would like to thank you once again for coming, man. I appreciate you sharing your journey. I know maybe some people may want to reach out, and, maybe ask you some questions or
Sure.
something like that. So is there anything you want to share, like your social media, something if people want to reach out to you?
Yeah, I think Instagram's the best. Mike James Stewart. basically. I should come
Awesome.
up. Yeah.
Awesome. I'm gonna make sure to put it down on the description so people can
Thanks
find
very
you.
much.
But yeah, man, thank you very much. Looking forward to see you at some of the events here in the UK, and definitely gonna have you in the next one in the future. Okay.
Nice one. Cheers, Vincenzo. Thanks for having me
Yeah.
on.